Hello everyone, this is R13 from Joy5. Today we're going to do a quick video of a side-by-side comparison between Rippa R13 and an R15. During this side-by-side comparison, we'll take a look at the exterior, start from the bottom up, and then look inside the cab and inside the engine. In the end of the video, we'll show you how each machine moves and the differences in the smoothness of them. When it comes to the width of the machines, this is where one of the biggest differences and advantages comes in. So the R13 will be your narrowest machine that's available at Rippa right now. When you pull the tracks in, it's only 75 centimeters wide. That allows you to pass even through the man doors. This is a great feature if you're working as a contractor in the tight spaces because you will be able to get in anywhere. On the other side, when you talk about the R15, your minimal width of the machine would be about 100 centimeters. And it is because this is how wide the house of the machine is. And with the tracks pulled out, you will be at about 110 centimeters. R15 has wider stands, so if you work in the open environment, it will have more stability than the R13. Here's a close-up of the R13 with steel tracks and rubber pads. Here's a close-up of the R15 tracks. Both machines have double-speed travel motors, which are tucked in and protected from the inside. Having said that, their performance is different. That is why, in the end of this video, we'll do a race, so stay tuned to see which machine is faster. When it comes to the blades of the machines, they do have similar construction. Obviously, there's difference in widths because the width of the blade should be the same as the width of the machine. But also, there's difference in how far away the blade is from the machine. And generally, you want it to be as far out as possible if you want to get more stability. But there is a trade-off there because you won't be able to dig as close to the machine because the blade will get in the way. On the R13, the length of the blade is about an inch shorter than on the R15. Here's a close-up of the R13 blade. Here's a close-up of the R15 blade. Both machines come with the side swing booms, but the assembly is different. R15, being the economy model, has the same side swing boom assembly as the Rippa R10, and the R13 is moving up and it now has a cast piece that connects your boom to the house of the excavator. The cast steel piece should have more rigidity and in theory should last longer than the welded one. Here is a close-up of the R13 cast steel side swing boom assembly. As you see, there's no welds, it's a single piece, and we'll just walk around to show you the cylinder that pushes the boom in and out. Here is a close-up of the R15 side swing boom assembly. As you see, it is welded from multiple parts. There is our cylinder. We'll walk around to the other side. When it comes to the boom and arm assemblies, both R15 and R13 have exactly identical booms and arms. The only difference that we could find is that on the R15, you have an extra cylinder shield on your boom cylinder. Having said that, we don't think it's a very big deal because your boom cylinder with the U-boom is one of the most protected ones. There's a very small chance of you actually hitting it with anything during the operation. Here is a close-up of the booms on the R15 with the cylinder shield. Here is the R13. The hydraulic thumb, hydraulic hook hitches, your auxiliary lines, all the same. And here's the cylinder without the cylinder shield. Now let's take a look inside the cabs of the machines. And first we'll start with an R13. The R13 can be mounted from both sides, from left and right. That's why we have our hydraulic locks that you can lift to get more space to get in. We have pedals at the bottom. One will be controlling your hydraulic thumb, the other one is your side swing boom. Over here, this lever is your throttle. In the front, we will have our hour meter, our switch for track extension, quick hitch, double speed selector, and the lights. Two sticks over here is your walking controls. And then the lever on this side is your operation for the blade and track extension. This seat is comes standard with retractable seat belt, and it has a drain hole in there in case of the rain to help the water drain faster. Has adjustable height headrest. And the sliders for the seat. This seat can slide up and down. On this side, we have our ignition lock. For me personally, R13 is fairly comfortable. It has enough room for me to slide the seat back and operate it, but there's no leg room. And part of the reason for it is that Rippa was trying to make this machine as narrow as possible so you can pass through the man doors. That is why if you have bigger feet than me, they're probably going to be hanging out. There is really not much leg space. Also, when you need to drive it, I would need to lean forward to be able to use the driving sticks. So for some people that might be a downside, but in a compact machine, you don't really have a choice. And now let's take a look at the interior of the R15. One thing that we can notice right away is that it has a 4-post canopy with a roof and also a wide view mirror to see what's behind you. A quick note is that in late 2025 production models, Rippa does plan to add the roof to the R13s as well, but as far as we're aware, it will still stay as a double post canopy. At the bottom, we have our pedals for the side swing boom and the hydraulic thumb, but the driving sticks now are actual sticks with pedals, so you can use your feet to operate. And there's also way more leg room on the R15. On this side, we have our switches for the lights, high and low gear, track extension, and quick hitch. This is our throttle. when we walk around to this side, we can find our ignition key, our selector for the blade and the truck extension, plus the instrument console where you'll be able to see your battery level, warning lights, RPMs, and hour meter. The body panels on the R15 looks nearly identical to our GT1500 2-ton excavator, and I would say the operator comfort is very similar. Seat-wise, both seats are the same on the R13 and R15. For me, R15 cab is a little bit more comfortable than the R13. It definitely has way more space because it's a wider machine. You have a lot more leg room. Joystick operations, I would say, fairly similar to R13. You do have your armrests, which are very handy when you want to use the joysticks. The seat is the same, so the position is similar, but leg space, that's a big one. And then also it has the driving pedals, so I don't need to lean forward to drive the machine. I can just use my feet and push these sticks forward. Now let's take a look at the engine compartment and the access for your main components in case you need to do maintenance. To get access to the engine compartment on the R13, you would just flip up the top cover that the seat is mounted to. You get fairly good access to the engine itself, but because of the machine being so compact, everything is just crammed. Here we have our double radiator with 2 sections. One is for your hydraulic oil, one is for your engine coolant. Then this machine has 3 gear pumps. One of the pumps will be down there inside, kind of hard to see in the video, but it is there. It's connected to the engine. And then at the bottom over here, we'll have 2 more pumps. Right there, you can see 2 sets of hoses. This is our diesel tank. And then underneath these covers, you'll get access to your multi-A valve. From our experience, if you need to do maintenance on this machine, this will be more of a challenge than on the R15, just because there's not a lot of room to get to stuff. Here is the R15 engine compartment. R15 has the same engine, D722 Kubota and triple pump, but the position of the pumps are different, and also it will be different pumps. The flow of the pumps on the R13 is actually higher than the R15. And the pumps can be seen over there. They're just stacked together, 3 of them. For the extra engine access on the R15, you can unbolt the top plate underneath the seat, and that will give you pretty good top engine access. And then to get access to your multi-A valve and other hydraulic components, you can just lift up the floor plate. As you see, there's a fair bit of space, and you can even easily access your swing motor. And then the swivel joint would be over there underneath the hoses. This plate over here can also be unbolted to give you access to the other side of the engine. So when it comes to the maintenance of the machine, we would say that the R15 would be a lot easier to work on than the R13. And now let's go over to the fun part. We'll show you how these machines move. Since we have 2 machines, we'll get a second operator, and we invited Donovan. I'm sure you saw him on our channel before. He's an experienced machine operator, and he'll help us run the second machine. Donovan, come on in.
Hey, good to be back. Let's have some fun with these.
All right, now let's take a look at how the boom can move. Both machines will be at the full throttle. Let's begin. So first we'll be raising the booms. now we'll be extending the arms. And curling the buckets out. Okay, now we'll bring it down. Let's do the cab rotation. So R15 can rotate the cab a bit faster. And now let's extend the booms out at the bottom. As promised, now we're going to do a race between these two machines. Take a guess which one's going to be faster, and let us know if your guess was correct in the comment below. Let's start. We'll start the engines. We will race at the full throttle, full RPMs. We are at the low gear, rabbit speed, or turtle speed, I mean. On 1, 2, 3. As you saw, R13 is a bit faster in the low gear than the R15. We will reposition the machines now, and we'll try to do the same race with the high gear and the rabbit speed. And now we're going to do a race on the high speeds, rabbit modes. 1, 2, 3. As you saw, R13 is way faster than R15 in the high gear. And from our experience, this is the fastest driving Rippa machine that we had a chance of trying ourselves so far. After we did the race, Donovan over here had a chance to operate both the machines to see how smooth they operate with the boom and arm assembly. And Donovan, let us know what your opinion is.
Both very good machines in my opinion, both very purpose built for the tight spaces and then for the larger spaces. I did find this slightly smoother than that. However, I will say neither one of these machines have the pumps broken in, and as they break in they'll get more fluid for you. And also it's the first time I've seen them, so I expect to be a little rough with them on that end. But overall, good machines. I would start as a new operator or a homeowner or somebody like that. I would start with the 15 and then actually graduate to the 13 as you sharpen your skills and get better.
Okay. Thank you for your opinion. And 15s are actually a little bit cheaper than the 13s. So if you're a homeowner, I also agree with Donovan that 15 probably would be a better machine to start with. But if you need close quarters or you're going as a contractor, 13, that's where it's going to shine. As always, thank you for watching our videos. We hope that you liked it. Please click the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.